Hello, everyone. I'm Professor Shilpa from Department of Professional Management Study, Kristu Jayanti Deemed to be University. So, in this session, we will be discussing the key concept of banking and finance, the principles of bank lending. So, what is lending? So, lending is most crucial function of a bank, but it also involves risk. So, banks must follow certain guiding principles to ensure that the loans are safe, profitable, and beneficial to the economy. Now, let us go through each of these principles in detail. So, first and foremost, we have principle of safety. Safety means that the borrower must be able and as well as willing to repay the loan, both principal and interest on time. The bank lends out money that belongs to the depositor. So, ensuring the repayment is critical. To assess the safety, the bank evaluates the borrower's creditworthiness, financial strength, and the reputation. In India, the Credit Information Bureau, the CIBIL, helps the bank to check the borrower's past credit record. A CIBIL score of 750 or above indicates a trustworthy borrower. So, the principle of safety ensures that the bank lends money to the reliable customers and protect the depositor's interest. The second principle, it speaks about principle of liquidity. Liquidity refers to how quickly and easily the loan or the assets can be converted into cash without a loss of value. Banks must ensure that the money lent out is not locked up for a long period because they may need to repay the depositors on demand. That's why the loans are often backed by the marketable securities such as government bonds or the gold, which can be sold quickly and if needed. In short, the liquidity ensures the bank always maintain enough funds to meet customer withdrawals and other obligations. Moving on to the third principle, which speaks about principle of purpose. Every loan must have a clear and the productive purpose. So bank lends money for the business expansion, agricultural trade, transport, or the self-employment, not for the speculative or wasteful uses. Lending for productive purposes ensures that the money creates value and generates the income for the borrower, which helps in timely repayment. So here, the bank also follow up checks to make sure that the funds are used exactly for the purpose mentioned in the loan application. So as you know, when you want to apply for a loan, you need to give it in the form of a loan application. And there is a specific column which is mentioned where you need to write the purpose of taking that particular loan. And the amount which has been sanctioned for that particular purpose should be only used for that specific purpose, not for anything else. Moving on to the next one, principle of profitability. This is the fourth principle, which is principle of profitability. So banks are commercial institutions, not a charitable organization, as we know, and they must earn profit to sustain their operation, reward depositors and shareholders. Here, the profitability comes from the difference between the interest received on the loans and the interest paid to the uh, depositors. A profitable bank gains the trust of investors and the customers, and it can also expand its services further. So, while ensuring safety and liquidity, bank must also lend in a way that generate the reasonable returns. Moving on to the next uh, principle, which speaks about principle of security. Security is like an insurance for the banker. If an asset offers by the borrower that the bank can sell if the borrower fails to repay back the loan. The security may include land and building, fixed deposit, insurance policy, or gold, depending upon the type of loan. For example, in gold loan, gold ornament serves as a security. The bank must ensure that the security is adequate, marketable, and free from any kind of encumbrances before approving the loan. Next principle speaks about, which is the sixth principle, is about principle of national interest. So bank here plays a very vital role in the economic development of a country, as we know. So therefore, the lending decision should align with the nation's development goals, such as supporting small industries, agricultural, housing, and self-employment. At the same time, bank must maintain a balance between the national priorities and the principle of safety, liquidity, and profitability. Responsible lending ensures that the bank contributes to exclusive growth and sustainable development. And finally, now let us discuss the principle of diversification of risk. There is a famous saying, never put all the eggs in one basket. I hope all of you have heard about it. The same logic applies to bank lending. If a bank lends a large portion of its funds to the single borrower or the industry, a default could lead to a major losses. To avoid this, the bank lends to different sectors, like manufacturing, services, MSMEs, finance, agriculture, and more. Diversification and spreads the risk, and losses in one sector may be balanced by gains in the other. So, this ensures stability as well as the safety of the banking system as a whole. Now, to summarize the principle of bank lending, safety, liquidity, purpose, profitability, security, national interest, and diversification of risk acts as a guiding lines or the guiding rules for every banker. This helps to maintain a balance between banks' profitability and economic stability. When these principles are followed carefully, banks can lend confidently, recover their funds, and contribute positively to the national development. Thank you. Keep these principles in mind whenever you think how bank manages their lending decisions. Thank you very much.